What's up guys, I'm Newbie Dave and today we're building a house. Let's get started. How's it going everybody? Hope you're having a great week. That's right, we are building our first house of this world. And in fact, we're not just building a house, we're kind of building a whole new base, or at least kind of the foundation of a new base. And as I kind of hinted at last time, this thing is gonna be big, like really big, like super big. So one of the things I like about this area that we settled in is it's really open and flat. There's not a whole lot of hills, not a whole lot of trees, but I do still need to spend a little bit of time clearing some of this out because we've got this little it's not even a hill. It's just sort of like a speed bump right in the middle. We've got some holes that are just filled with water. Oh, check that out. There's like a zombie villager down there. We might like let him stay there. And maybe we'll cure him later to get some villagers. But anyways, I need to clear back some of these hills a little bit. I need to get rid of that one. Unfortunately, I need to break down my little starter hill here and kind of move it because this is like this spot right here. This is where I want to build this thing. And yeah, that's in the way. So let me clear this out. Let me get set up and we'll get ready to go. There we go. So that is the area that we need to clear out for this base. Like I said, it is big. I had to cut back into that hill in the distance quite a bit. And I had to push it back a little bit further than I need for this build, just so that it's not like rubbing up against what's going to be the walls. And then remove that hill in the middle. I had to fill in quite a bit of water as well. I need to fill in that little hole over there as well. But yeah, this is the area that we're going to be working in. I went ahead and outlined it in concrete, and I alternated colors so that would be very easy for you to count. And then all of the blue concrete blocks are where we're going to be putting like pillars or columns or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, take a screenshot if you want to easily count these in the future, but those are the dimensions for this thing. So here's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be starting on this corner closest to my work area. I believe this is the northwest corner. And I'm going to build on top of this just so it's a lot easier to follow. I'll probably come back at some point off camera and dig this stuff up because that's a lot of concrete. But yeah, I'm just going to build on top of this. So here I'm going to put an oak log, and then in between, I'll just go around. I'll do these first. So oak log on the back three. This is going to be the back of the base. So on the back three, we're going to do oak logs. On the front, we're going to do cobblestone. And this is going to cover the entire, all the blocks on the front of the base. So again, the east side over here, this is going to be the front. The west side is the back. Cobblestone on all the corner blue blocks on the front. And then for the back, we're going to do oak. This will make sense once the whole thing gets built. Okay, and then between all of these, all the way around, we're just going to do oak leaves. You can get these very easily. Just make some shears. It takes 2 irons. And as you're going around cutting down all of your oak trees to get all the wood for this build, just go ahead and shear the leaves as well. Now, the only spots that we're not going to fill in are this section right here on the front that's 3 blocks wide. We're going to skip that. And there's also a section on the back that is 3 blocks wide. We'll skip that as well. Okay, next we are going to come back around and we're basically just going to raise this whole thing by 1 level. So just go add a second oak log or cobblestone on top of each of the column pieces. But then on top of each of the leaf blocks, we're going to put some oak stairs like this. And these are going to go all the way around on top of all of the oak leaves. Now, as always, I like to give credit where credit's due. This design came from Irie Genie on YouTube. I ran across his video a couple weeks ago, and I just loved this base layout. I thought it was absolutely beautiful, has a lot of potential. But at the same time, I don't like to just completely copy other people's builds in my own series and try to pass it off as my own. And so I did make a couple of changes to his design to just kind of put my own little personality into it. Came up with my own house design to put inside this thing. But the main layout, the main structure design for this thing does come from Irie Genie. So yeah, so check out his channel sometime because he's got some really good content. I say he, I have no idea if it's he or she. Check out Irie Genie's channel. So from the inside, we should now have something that looks like this. Cobblestone in the front, oak in the back with leaves and oak fences on top. This is just such a beautiful wall to surround this space with. I love it. Last thing to call the wall complete is we're going to take some cobblestone walls and put them in the back with an oak fence in between. And then we're going to do the same thing on the front as well. And now our wall is done. Nothing's getting in here. At some point we'll come light this whole area up so that nothing spawns in here, and then this will be a completely safe place to work. So pretty much the rest of this episode is going to be on this back half where all the oak is. So this back half, the reason that we're using oak is because this is actually going to be elevated. So each of these we're going to go up 3 more blocks. We'll go 1, 2, 3. So they should all be 5 blocks tall. So we should have something that looks like this in the back. Now right here in the middle, we're going to come in this middle, I guess the front of the oak columns, and where this row aligns with the columns in the back. So right here and right here, we're going to go up 5 oak here as well. And then we're going to come over to the next one. We'll do the same thing here. If you want to count, there should be 5 empty blocks in between each of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on the 6th you'll do one of these. And then we'll go over 3, 1, 2, 3, and we'll do another column here that aligns with the back one. And each of these are going to be 5 blocks tall. Now right next to this one, absolutely adjacent to it, we're going to do it one more. And then we'll come over 1, 2, 3, and we'll do one more. So we should have something that looks like this. Now we're not going to do any on this section. We're going to leave this open. But in between all of these columns, all these pillars now, we're going to just create some cross beams of oak that go all the way around this thing. So now you're starting to see why I told you this episode is going to take so much wood. Alright, there we go. So oak beams all the way around this thing, except for this section that's 3 blocks wide in the front here. We're going to leave that one open because inside here we're going to put some birch stairs across the top. And then we're going to come down one row, and I'm actually going to do the side. So we're going to do oak logs going up on each side. These are going to go up 4 blocks. This gives us something to put the stairs against. So we'll do another row of stairs right there. And then another couple of columns of oak that go up 3. Now instead of just doing stairs all the way down, to me that's kind of steep to have just 5 stairs going straight up like that. So here we're going to do some birch, what are these, slabs? I always get the slabs and planks mixed up. So we're going to do 3 rows of just birch slabs. And that will kind of level this thing out. I'm sorry, we'll do 2. The third one's going to be stairs. So we'll do 2 rows of birch slabs. That'll kind of level this thing out and make it feel a little smoother. And then in front of that, we'll do another row of birch stairs, and we'll now take the stairs all the way down. All right, now coming back up on top here, we're going to cover this entire area with birch slabs. You could do planks if you wanted to, but as I've always say, I like to use slabs when I can just because they're more efficient. You get twice as many slabs for the same amount of wood. And as you can see, it's a big area. This is going to take a lot of wood to fill this whole thing in. I mean, just look at my inventory. I've got like almost 6 or 7 full stacks of slabs here. All right, that whole thing is filled in. Now, it is a lot of wood. It looks like a lot of wood. It is a lot of wood, but surprisingly, you can cover this whole thing with 1 full stack of birch logs. So turn all those birch logs into planks, turn those into slabs. You can fill this whole thing in. So it doesn't take a whole lot of wood for that. Last thing we're going to do up here is we're going to basically extend all of these, all the sides by 1. So everywhere that there is a log sticking up, just put 1 more log on top of that. And then we're going to come in with oak fences and just fill in fences in between all of these. Again, except for the stairs. We want to leave the stairs open so we have a way to get in and out. And now we also need to raise up the sides of the stairs here because we raised the top up by 1, so the rest of them need to come up by 1 to match. So there's our stairs, and now if we come up and look at the top, this whole area is enclosed within oak logs and oak fences, so it's nice and secure. You're not going to fall off. Okay, moving on to the actual house. So the house is going to go on the left side of the upper level, and I've gone ahead and outlined where it's going to go so you can get the dimensions. Basically, the big side is 7 by 7, the little side is 5 by 5, and then they share that one little gap in the middle. So I'm take a screenshot if you need to count this out, but I'm going to go ahead and replace this with the first level of blocks. The corners are going to be spruce and the rest of the walls are just going to be oak planks. So let me knock out the first level and then we'll carry it up from there. All right, so there's the first level down. I did leave a gap in the front here. This is where the door is going to go. And I did also put in a little wall in the middle here to separate the two rooms. And there's going to be an opening there there's not going to be a door, but there will be a doorway. So the rest of this will be pretty straightforward. We're going to bring each of the corners up 4 more blocks, so they are 5 blocks tall total. By the way, I should have mentioned the corner for this is going to be 2 blocks in. Like each side is going to be 2 blocks in from the fence. That way we've got plenty of room to walk, and we're going to do a little bit of decorating on the outside too. So you want 2 blocks between the outer wall of the house and the outer wall of the base. So there's all of the corners brought up 5 blocks. Now we'll fill in the rest of the walls. And as I always like to do, I like to go ahead and leave gaps for the windows as I'm building it, rather than building all the walls and then coming back and knocking out the windows. So this is going to be the front of the house. I'm going to have a window that is 3 blocks wide on the front wall. So I'll skip those 3 blocks and just do the 2 around it. And this window is going to be 2 blocks tall as well. So we'll put a top on like that, and we'll just leave a 3x2 window like that. Perfect. And I guess I might as well go ahead and put the glass in here while I'm here. And I guess I should have started with, before you put the walls in, let's go ahead and do a beam across the top of each of these columns, just connecting them like we did for the upper level of the base here. We're just going to have an upper beam of spruce going all the way around the house. And this little corner is a little bit weird because we don't have a column of spruce in the corner, because this is just going to be wall, but we do still want these two to meet up, so we'll just do that. Okay, so there's our front wall. For the side wall here, I'm going to do 2 windows, and they're each only going to be 1 block wide. So we'll do block here, leave a gap for a window, and then over here we'll leave 1 more gap for a window. So you should have something that looks like that. We'll go ahead and put the windows in, or the glass in. For the back wall, we're just going to mirror the front wall, so we'll have a 3x2 window on the back. There we go. Now for this midsection, this whole thing is just going to be filled in. We're not going to have any windows here. There's going to be the doorway so that we can get in and out, but no windows. So we'll just fill this whole wall in with planks. Now this front area, where the door is going to go, this is just going to be filled in. No windows. But then the 2 sides here, we're going to do like we did on this side. We're just going to have 2 windows that are 1 block wide, but the walls are a little bit smaller. So we'll just do like this. Yeah, just like that. So we'll do this on the side, and we'll do this on the back wall as well. So again, 2 windows that are both just 1 block wide. Now before we move on, I want to do one more thing on the inside. Because the entire floor up here is made out of birch, that means that the floor of our house is also made out of birch, and I don't want the floor of my house to be made out of birch. I'm going to be doing the roof out of spruce, and I want the floor to match. So I'm actually going to go ahead and replace all of this with spruce. And again, I'll be using spruce slabs instead of planks so that we can get a lot more bang for our buck. I guess I could have mentioned this up front when I was filling this whole thing in with birch, that we're going to replace a pretty sizable chunk of it with spruce, so you can save yourself a little bit of wood. There we go, we got our spruce floor in, and now we can put in our spruce door. And I guess I left that one birch because I thought you were going to be able to see it from the outside, but I'm going to put the door on the outside, so I will go ahead and replace this with a spruce slab as well. And now we can turn our attention to the roof. So the roof's going to be pretty straightforward. We're going to do stone brick stairs for the outline, and there's going to be, I guess, 3 gables on this thing. There's going to be 1 on this side, and then 1 on the front and 1 on the back. So let's start with those. So we'll do, we're going to overhang by 1. We'll do a stair followed by an upside down stair, stair, upside down stair, all the way up until you get to the middle. And we'll do this on both sides until they meet in the middle. And pro tip, definitely use a stone cutter to get your stairs. You get 1 stair per block, whereas if you make them on the crafting table, it takes, I think it's 6 blocks to make 4 stairs, and so you lose 2 blocks in the process. Alright, so they should come all the way up until they meet. There will be 1 gap in the middle, which we're going to fill in with slabs. So we'll do a slab on the top like that, and then we'll put 1 slab on top of that. So there we go. Actually, now that I look at it, now I'm going to replace that bottom slab with an upside down stair like that. Yeah, that looks better. All right, now we'll do the same thing on the front over here. So we're going to overhang by 1, and then we'll just bring each side of this all the way up until they meet in the middle. It is going to be 1 block, either 1 or 2 blocks taller than that one, because this wall is wider. So there's more room for it to go up. Now this side's going to be a little bit tricky because the wall just keeps on going. There's no corner like there is on the other sides. And so what we're going to do is we're going to align it with this one over here. So go past the vertical column of spruce by 1, and we'll start right there. So there is the outline of our roof done. So I did the gables on all 3 sides, did the upside down stair in the middle at the top, has slab on top of that, and then I just did the rest of the outline and the stone brick stairs except for underneath the gables that stick out. I don't know if these are technically gables. I call them gables, just the part of the roof that goes up. I think a gable might technically stick out from the house a little bit more, but whatever. It's my series, I'll call it whatever I want. For the inside here, we're just going to do spruce stairs going all the way around like this. And when you get to the corner here, we're just going to turn and go back towards the other side like so. And then we'll just go all the way across. So the whole inside of the roof is going to be spruce stairs until we get to the very top. The very top where the slab is, we're going to do something different up there. So I think it's going to end up being 3 rows of spruce stairs on the short side here, and then 4 rows on the bigger side. And this is really the main reason I wanted to replace the floor with spruce instead of birch, is because I'm going to have a spruce roof. And I think if I had a spruce roof and oak walls and a birch floor, there would have been too much going on. And then for the very top of this thing, we're just going to do stone slabs all the way across. Now, because these 2 sides of the roof are at different heights, when we get, I guess, right here, we're going to have to do a stone brick stair like that. And then it'll just meet up with the stone brick slabs on the very top. I need like 6 more. And that is going to complete the roof. There's one last thing we need to do on the outside before we can start detailing. And it's fill in these gaps between the wall and the roof. And that probably would have been easier to do before I actually put the roof on, but oh well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use oak logs, and these are going to go vertically like this. And yeah, I can't actually reach that one, so there we go. And then once we got all those in place, we're going to use our axe and just strip them. So it should look like that. And then we'll do the same thing on the big side as well. All right, looking good, looking good. One last thing to do to really make the outside of this thing pop. I'm going to strip all of the spruce logs as well. I really like the way that spruce looks on its own, but I think with this particular color palette, it looks really, really nice stripped. Again, something that may have been a little bit easier to do before we had the roof on, because I can't actually see some of it from the outside. And that is the outside complete. Now we can start doing a little bit of detailing. So the detailing is really what's going to make this thing come to life. It's going to make it look really good, because right now it looks really good. I like the colors, but it needs some detailing to make it not look so flat and plain. So first thing I'm going to do is come to these big 3x2 windows and replace the blocks below and above them with stairs. So oak stairs, they'll be upside down on the top and right side up on the bottom. And so that's just going to add a little bit of depth on the outside, so it's not all so flat. And then we're also going to put some shutters on these big windows. So we'll just put some spruce trap doors on both sides and close them, and it gives you a nice little shutter effect. Lovely. Now up top there, that's a little bit flat and plain, so we're going to hop up there, and that middle block right there, we're going to knock it out. We'll put in a window, and then we'll put a little shutter on top, and we're going to leave it open, so that way it looks like the window up top is open. We'll do that on the back side as well, but I'm not going to do it on this side. This side, it's a little bit too short for that, and I am going to do something on the second floor on this side, but not the second floor on that side, so that side it doesn't really need it. Alright, next we're going to come to all of these spruce columns, and we're just going to put a spruce stair on the top like this. Again, that adds just a little bit more depth and variety on the outside, so it's not so flat. It's a nice way to just kind of make the walls pop out a little bit, but it's also kind of subtle. And then on the back, we'll hang a lantern from each of these. Now we can get rid of these temporary torches that we put down for lighting. And we'll do the same thing on the front. So just the ones that are facing forward will have a lantern, not the one that's facing to the side like that. And then finally, we're going to put in some flower boxes. So I'll put one right here. We're going to put some oak trap doors on the sides and close them, and then we'll put some flowers in there. Personally, I like having the grass blocks in these, but since I don't have a Silk Touch shovel right now, I can't actually collect grass. So we're just going to do one right there. I'm going to do one on the side here that's 3 blocks wide. And, you know, put your own style into this. Put whatever flowers you want in these flower boxes. And then I'm going to come over here and do one on this side as well. And with that, I think we are done with the outside of the house. Yeah, it looks really good. Maybe I'll put a little upside down stair over the door. Sure, why not? It's kind of hard to step back and get a good view of this house because it's on the second level of this massive base. But I'll get a good, far away shot of it later. So now we can turn our attention to the inside of this thing. So first and foremost, we need to do something about the ceiling because right now it's open and it looks absolutely terrible. So I'm just going to put in spruce planks for the entire ceiling in here. And I'm using planks instead of slabs for this because we want it to fill in. If we did a slab, you would see like half of the beams going across. And we also want to hang some lanterns from the roof. And so they need to be the full slabs, the full planks. And now we can start decorating. So this front room is going to be our kitchen. So everything we need for our kitchen is in this little chest here. And again, don't feel like you need to decorate your house the exact same as me. This is just my personal style, the way I like to do things. If you want to do something a little bit different, that's perfectly fine. So I always like to do a cauldron filled with water in my kitchen. It just looks like a sink. And we'll throw a smoker next to that for cooking everything. And then above the sink, we're going to put a tripwire hook. I mean, doesn't that just look like a faucet? I love it. It's one of the things I love about Minecraft is making things look like other things. And then I'm not a big fan of diorite, but the polished diorite I think looks really good and works really well for like a countertop in here. Except I don't want to put it there. I want to put it back here in the corner. Now under this window, I'm going to put a trapdoor on the bottom of on the top of the block below that, so we can put a chest on top of that. We'll come over here to the side, crouch down, jump, and place 2 trapdoors and open them. And we'll do the same thing over here. Crouch down, jump, 2 trapdoors, and open them. So that's going to be our pantry. Now if we turn around over here in the corner, I'm going to put a fence with a trapdoor on top, and then we'll just put some stairs down to kind of look like some chairs, where you would sit to have a meal. And then the rest is really just going to be kind of decorations, just however you want to do these things. And so I'm going to put, I want to put some paintings up. And unfortunately, paintings are really hard to get them the size and location that you want. So you usually have to kind of block things off with other stuff. So I want a painting right here. That's a great painting. I like that one. Over the sink, I think I'm going to put an item. No, that was terrible. I guess the other painting, maybe we'll put it on this side. No, I'll put it by the door. Yeah. Can't have the same painting in the same room twice. And then last couple of details here. I'm going to put a detector rail on top of the smoker. This doesn't do anything. It just makes it look a little bit more like a stove, I think. Let's do some sweet berries over the sink. I'm going to treat that like a cutting board, so I'm not going to put anything in it. And then finally, we'll put a slab over here with a flower in it. So there is our nice, cute, quaint little kitchen area. Love it. And not technically part of the kitchen, but it's for the door. I always like to put a pressure plate in front of my doors so that they close automatically behind me. And now we can turn our attention to the second room, which will be, of course, the bedroom. So this one's going to be a little bit more complicated just because there's more stuff in here. So of course we'll start with the bed, and just given the layout of this room, I'm going to put my bed back here in this corner. I like having a little, just like a little place where you can study somewhere in the room. And then I'm going to put a book in an item frame there. I want a chair that you can sit on. And so I'm going to do, instead of just an upside down stair, I'm going to do a slab, and we'll do a trap door on the back of that, and then some signs on the sides right there and there. I think that's such a cool chair design. I also want some bookshelves in here, so I'll do some bookshelves in the corner, and then we'll do some trap doors next to that. It just makes it look a little bit more like a shelf with book rather than these bookshelves that have books on every side. And I'm also going to do some bookshelves over here by the bed. So we'll do trap doors on both sides of this as well. Now against this wall, I think it'd be nice to have a little sitting area where you can have guests over. So I'm going to use this polished deep slate stairs. I think this looks like a nice black leather couch or something. Usually I'll do wood for everything, but there's so much wood in here. I think that really stands out a lot better. Throw down some carpet. We'll put in some paintings and some flowers and stuff just to add a little bit more life to this room. So there we go. Nice quaint little bedroom. I'm really happy with this. Last thing we need to do in this house is something with the second floor. I want to get up there and do something, but there's not really enough room for stairs in this house. So I'm going to come over to this corner. We'll knock out that ceiling tile, and we're just going to put a ladder that goes up to the second floor. Now up here, it's kind of a weird L shape, and there's not a whole lot of space up here. So I'm going to put a torch down here, and I'm just going to block this wall off. I'm not going to do anything with that side. We're just going to use this side. So what I'm going to do is we'll put some stairs across like that, and we'll do the same thing on the other side, just some stairs going all the way across. And then against the far wall, we're just going to put in some more spruce planks like this to just kind of seal it off and make a wall on both sides like that. Yeah, that looks good. And then across the top here, we will do, well, it's going to do slabs, but actually I think I want to do planks. So we'll do planks across the top. Yeah, I like that. Now we can hang a lantern. We'll do one there and there. And that's kind of it for now. I do have future plans for this upper room, this attic area, but I don't have everything that I need to fill it in yet. So we're just going to leave it right here. And yeah, suspense. Oh, one last thing I just remembered. I guess the rain made me think of it. A new feature in 1.17. I'm going to get up on top here and put a lightning rod. Boom, right there. That's weird because I'm using slabs, okay? So we need to put down one more slab. We'll just do it. And then lightning rod on top. So lightning rod, very easy to craft. It's just 3 copper ingots. Yeah, 3 copper ingots stacked vertically. You get a lightning rod. Really, this doesn't do anything unless there is a thunderstorm. If there's a thunderstorm, lightning starts striking everywhere. If there is a lightning rod down, any lightning that strikes within 64 blocks anywhere around this thing, it's going to hit the lightning rod instead. And that's going to save all of your wooden builds, any wool, anything that could get struck by lightning and catch fire is going to be protected by that lightning rod. And plus, again, it's one of the new features of 1.17, and it's kind of cool. And that is going to wrap it up for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That was a whole lot of work, and there's a whole lot more to do. I mean, this new area that we built, it is massive, and there is so much stuff that I'm going to put in here. It's going to take probably the next 3 or 4 episodes to fill all this in, but I'm really looking forward to it. First thing we put in here was our amazing new house. I love this design. It's so cozy and quaint. Yeah, I like it. It's very me. It's very something that I would build, which is appropriate because I built it. Yeah. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button. And while you're down there, feel free to subscribe so you'll get notified of future episodes as they come out. Thanks y'all and have a great day.